What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of WandaVision Season 1, Episode 3. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button and join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below on any video you watch, including this one. Okay, just a quick note, these episodes apparently have titles, but they don't release them when I watch them, so unfortunately they go by episodes 1, 2, and 3. I don't understand why they're doing that, because of the Mandalorian at least we get the episode title, but whatever. I just want to give you a heads up on why my reviews don't have episode titles. So with that said, I really like this episode. I always love the concept of the Brady Bunch. I always love the concept of that really kind of crazy, I don't know if it's like 60s or 70s style shows, similar to like the 70s show, where it's just, the backgrounds are fake. Everything is just like, hey, dude, how you doing, man? You know, the weed smoking era, stuff like that. It would have been great if like Tommy Chong had like popped up or something like that. But basically in this episode, Wanda is pregnant, as we saw from the last episode. They are trying to deal with the fact that Wanda is having kids super quickly. Within like a 12-hour period, she is 6 months pregnant. And we see like Vision freaking out. You know, he brings the doctor along. He's trying to talk to the doctor. He's like, is it realistic for somebody to have a kid 12 hours after, you know, they got pregnant? And he's like, oh, shucks, you just being a dad. It's just such great writing, such great fun. And we started, you know, they're just dealing with that through the whole entire episode. I was getting a little worried as the episode was running that they weren't going to, like, go outside. And it seemed to be, like, one set and so on and so forth. And I'm like, if they kind of go outside and they kind of deal with, you know, the craziness that is going on and so on and so forth, you know, it could be a lot of fun. And so they do, you know, for instance, Vision goes to get like a next door neighbor that's a doctor, because, you know, Wanda's all of a sudden having kids, and, you know, the next door neighbor to, you know, the Wanda Vision family is all of a sudden, you know, the guy who's cutting the trims, the grass or whatever, he's cutting through the wall. And it's a really strange moment, because he's like, Vision's like, are you all right? Or why are you cutting through the wall with the trimmer? And the guy's just staring at him and stuff like that. You know, there's something like truly going off about this world. And in essence, you know, what this episode is trying to do is show the kind of enlightenment of Wanda and Vision in this world. But when, you know, Vision comes back in after he's like kind of having some weird moments, he starts talking to Wanda about like, that's strange, something strange about this world. And I always thought that Wanda was the one that was like, was moving this world, and I think she probably is. And all of a sudden, it like the last episode, it kind of cuts back to an instance before, and all of a sudden Vision is just kind of back to normal, and they're back in this 70s or 60s reality. And, you know, it's really kind of interesting. That's when Vision goes to get the doctor. But Geraldine, who ends up being Monica Rambeau, Teyonah Parris's character, comes in like a normal human being. There's a fun segment where, you know, Wanda's trying to hide her pregnancy from Geraldine, and, you know, she's like has bowl of fruit, and she, you know, wears a jacket. It's just a really fun, really entertaining kind of segment. We have a stork that pops up, which is really cool. Wanda, in her, you know, having contractions, is making stuff like electricity collapse and water and stuff like that from the pipes and stuff like that explode. And, you know, they're having their conversation. All of a sudden Wanda goes into labor, and Geraldine helps her, you know, deliver her kids, you know, from the Vision Wanda storyline. And it really kind of, it's just a fun, kind of strange, kind of weird kind of thing going on. And as the babies are delivered, Vision goes outside to talk to his neighbor, which is the one who was cutting through the wall. He sees, of course, Kathryn Hahn's character Agnes out there, and the two neighbors are having conversations, and they seem to be having like a Truman Show style conversation. And Vision becomes very concerned, very like kind of off put by it. Kathryn Hahn's character, and I can't find the guy's name who plays the neighbor, but they're having this like just weird conversation, and they don't really know how to kind of talk to Vision. They don't know what to say to Vision. It's always been strange in this series that Vision has been called Vision, because that's not a normal name for a human being. Every time they try to like tell him the truth, they kind of get side put or whatever, and eventually Agnes, drives off, and the other neighbor walks off and stuff like that, and it leads into like a really really weird moment. But inside, what's really interesting is Geraldine, Monica Rambeau's character, starts to, like, for instance, Wanda says she had a brother who passed away, which is of course Pedro Maximoff, and all of a sudden Geraldine is like, she starts having memories. She's like, wait, wasn't your brother killed by Ultron? And I don't like the Age of Ultron movie. I think it's a terrible movie. But harkening back to the Ultron storyline and seeing Wanda kind of come to realization about what's happening is scary, but interesting. The idea of what the Phase 4 of the MCU universe is doing, the fact that this story is leaning into Doctor Strange is a really, really interesting kind of idea. So Geraldine, the Rambeau character, is starting to freak out a little bit, and all of a sudden Wanda's getting a little angry. And when Vision walks in, Geraldine's not there anymore. And the other thing before Geraldine disappears is she has this cross, this symbol with the sword and like the shield, which I don't know. I'm going to be fairly honest. I'm not really familiar with if anybody knows what this thing is, let me know in the the comments, or DM me or something like that. But we see the sword and the shield, and Wanda's like, what is that? And all of a sudden when Vision comes in, Geraldine's gone. And they have the kids, and what's really interesting, they have the kids, they're watching the kids, and all of a sudden the episode goes from a 4:3 screen, which is what old TVs were, to widescreen view. And all of a sudden we see Geraldine kind of be like thrown out of this like bubble or whatever, and they're saying daydream believer, whatever it is, from the Monkees or something like that. And she's just sitting there like confused and like, what is going on? And all of a sudden she's like confronted by a whole bunch of soldiers and whatnot. And the soldiers, who knows who's operating them? I was thinking it was like Baron or something like that, or maybe it's I don't know. It's really interesting to see what is going on, but you see the kind of almost like the Wanda Maximoff has this bubble around this world, and she's created this kind of idealistic world where she can live with her love of her life, which is Vision. And Vision, who knows how he came back to life, how that worked out, but it's a very interesting kind of revelation that this world, that maybe these like soldiers are there to like kind of like in Annihilation, where they've discovered this bubble, and it's opened this new reality of like, what are they watching it? Are they experimenting? Are they trying to figure out what's going on? But at the point of this series, in episode 3, we're not entirely sure. It's still left a mystery, which I'm perfectly fine with, because having mystery is great until you eventually have to have a conclusion if you're only going to be 9 episodes. But yeah, it's a very interesting episode. It's giving us a little more context about what this world is. We now have son and daughter of Wanda and Vision. They're now thrown into the mix. I know they are part of a comic storyline, but yeah, it's an episode that has a lot of fun with this material, but also gives us a lot of interesting kind of thoughts and logics about what is going on in this world. And I'm excited. I'm intrigued. It's a very well done series. It's a very well put together, fun, very expensive budgeted series, and I had a lot of fun with the episode. I'm giving it like an 8.5 out of 10 because it's taking the material, using it in a very lighthearted tone, but giving us a very Truman Show style-esque world where people are kind of in on the idea of what's going on, but they're afraid to say anything, or the whole idea of what's going on. So with that said, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. It's only a 30-minute episode, but there's so much going on in there that even maybe I don't recognize. Like I said, I just found out that that shield and sword is from the acronym SWORD, whatever SWORD is. So like I said, I'm not real versed in the whole comic book lore of that, so let me know in the comments below what SWORD means. But yeah, that'll do it. That'll be my take on Wanda Season 1, Episode 3, also known as Eventually We'll Have a Title. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are your theories about what's going on in this universe? All that good stuff. But if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like what you see, awesome, hit that like button. And we'll see you on the next episode of WandaVision. Peace out.